Father Lepidus, you have it?
Oh, I've been having such awful dreams. Insects crawling, dark things closing in. How long has it been? Feels like days. Days? Has it really? That does explain my back. And my head. Poison? Oh, I remember. A bottle of rather good wine was delivered. A gift, you know. I thought I'd have a sip. And then? Where is it now? It seems to have rolled under the bed. No one noticed, I suppose. You have it. It's a clue, after all. Forgive me. Still a bit foggy, I'm afraid. I recall Onfay bringing in the wine. It looked good, so I thought I'd have a sip. Then, darkness. Mother must have been so worried. Did I just fall asleep and stay that way? After my sisters died in Cluracan, I wasn't allowed to even train for fighting. All Anwan's posterity hangs upon me. I understand that. Both Cassin and Willow were much older, and I remember them as tall and fearsome and fair. They have been dead for more of my life than alive. Our oldest house servant. She's as devoted to us as... well, as if we were her own children. I feel so foolish now. A gift left at our door, and without a thought, I simply drank it. Do send for Mother if you would.
He has wakened? Thank Lyria. Here is your gold, but this matter is not yet settled. Find whoever did this, and far more gold shall be yours. The poison came in a gift of wine? Show it to Apothecary Rwani, down in the Praderi. With luck, she can tell us the poison, perhaps the poisoner. Thanks to you, Malian will recover, and House Anwan shall thrive. The Lepidus has revived him, yet until we have antidote, he is not saved. And while the poisoner is unknown, neither is House Anwan.
The watch sees all.
Rwani, apothecary, alchemist, importer, and cultivator at your service. If you think yourself a bit of an amateur, you are welcome to the use of my alchemist's bench. I'm happy to sell you anything you require, and forgive any faces I make at your fitful potioneering. Oh, you've met them? Well, any friend of theirs is a friend of mine, although, truth be told, those sisters can be a little strange sometimes. I've always found the mystery of herbs and fungi far more fascinating than anything else. As soon as I was old enough, I was apprenticed to the great Rilf Janik. Were you aware that 37 varieties of vine, flower, and tree can be found here? Discounting, of course, the lunar gardens. Have you been? The true marvel of our city, if you ask me. Blossoms you will see nowhere else in Amalur. An alarming question. Allow me. Yes, it is surely royal winds. Few possess such a compound. I am one. Lyria! What is more, I sold a phial of it recently to a servant of old Einar Abagast. This is terrible. I will send an antidote at once, but someone must do something. Go to the city watch. Speak with Fabian Tiern. At once! I knew his face because he has come to me for various other alchemical items over the years. And I've seen him once exiting Arbogast's door. The famous hermit of the Keys. Though his merchant business thrives, it is said he has not left his home in years. The compound is extremely rare, as it comes only from the lands south of the southern Phalanx. It's a devious poison, as you've seen. In far smaller doses, it is used by North Sea captains who must stand at the wheel for days unsleeping, lest they be sunk by floating ice. Fear not, I will have the antidote.
Keep the peace.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
City Watch. Do you have a crime to report? Or any other matter? Think of the Watch as the right hand of the Orbicont. We keep the prison, keep the peace amongst the people. To be honest, crimes in Rathir are uncommon, outside the lower tunnels at any rate. An occasional drunken brawl among Varani, disputes between merchants, that is all. I can hardly believe the news, but the captain of the Watch is gone. That means I will be captain soon enough. The Wending, where the poor live, extends into tunnels carved in the rock. Crimes there are hard to police, and the tunnels run deep. Thieves and the like will vanish there, and re-emerge when we are gone. The council which governs Rathir. No one knows who is on the council, though you may see their palace atop the spire. They are cloaked in robes and shadows, but do not concern yourself with that. Poison? I'd heard the boy was ill, but that is a bit far-fetched. I'll send one or two of the Watch. You should meet them with these accusations at Abergast's house. Yes, and by Alfar law, you, the accuser, must be present. We don't take accusations against the great houses lightly. Good.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
This way.
Here they come. He was a good servant. I knew him all his life, and now I have brought that life to a sweet and dutiful end. It was as he wished, though I know you will disbelieve me. I tell you no lies. No, it was not him. He was my disciple, but it was I and I alone who began the work of death. There would have been more death, but no matter. Balin's testament burns bright this day. Why? Balin is the god of death, of endings. His testament is simply that all that live must die. And I am his priest. If Coriana had not slighted my love those years ago, if she had not drowned my green spring in barren snow, her house not flourished while my soul withered, I would never have known the beauty of death, the words of Balin. I resolved my gift would start with her, but now I see my time has come. I welcome Balin's embrace.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
It is done? Was he... Here, take this, and I must make a confession. I nearly married Einar Abergast many years ago. My parents forbade it. I knew it was wrong, that he didn't deserve to be treated so. The follies of youth. I never dreamed he would grow so bitter and turn to that dark cult. Never. Sometimes I think, if I had married him, I now would be no better than the wyvern gift. And in the years since I broke our vows, I have had my own share of tragedy and loss. Yet I have not let it ruin me. But such is life in House Anwan. Rawani's antidote was true. He will improve. I have lost his father and his sisters to the war, but I shall not lose him.
Move along!
This here's the Oberkant.
Good evening.
The maid who hesitates is lost. You must be confident. You must strike. Ah! A newly recruited student. Welcome. Please join us. We're simply preparing for some field research. There are a number of advantages to basing ourselves in Rathir. The plains are among the most magical of the regions in these lands. And we receive special patronage from the Oberkant, the rules of Rathir, for the purposes of furthering the study of magic. Magic is reaching all races. If we do not know what its limitations and strengths are, then we are in for darker times. I oversee the training of initiates here in the Rathir chapter. Defensive work, mostly, to protect themselves while doing research or going on expeditions. Part of the training involves sending initiates to Gloam Thicket, a Fey Hollow and a Catha. It gives my pupils first-hand experience with Fey magics. Now that I think of it, I believe you're overdue for some field research yourself. Care to investigate? I try to give the initiates some perspective on the scope and types of magic. Part of this involves seeing the magic of the Fey. Gloam Thicket was an ideal spot for them to observe Fey magic, but lately, they haven't been returning. Something's preying on the initiates. Like I said, it's in the Akatha. Given the environment and the presence of Morgan, I'd say a Banshane priestess has awakened. Dangerous things. I suggest fireballs to the head repeatedly until it stops moving. It's nestled in the flooded plains of Akatha. Never used to be more than Morgan there, but now it's something more serious.
Greetings.
Dispelling is a skill that all adventurers... Keep care of yourself.
I've been providing good... to the order for... I'll be around if you need me.
Well, I'm done with my formal lecture, but I am always happy to...
Till next time.
Alchemy is about creating some... Try not to explode yourself.
So, a necromancer was behind Melaglir's disappearing villagers. Disturbing. My suspicions regarding your potential were well-founded. You are forthwith promoted to the rank of docent. As a docent, your first order of business is to the west, to speak with a man named Anchor Edmure. I am a savant in our prestigious order. As scholars of the arcane, we are organized into various ranks according to our mastery of magic. Savant is the second highest rank of the order. My responsibilities may be difficult for you to comprehend until you are better versed in exactly what it is we do. I imagine it rankled Adept Fell to no end that you were responsible for saving her life. That pleases me. He is the most powerful practitioner of magic alive, that we know about at least. Few members of the Order ever get to meet the Archsage, to tell the truth. He's simply too busy doing whatever it is that Archsages do. You are to liaise with a man named Anchor Edmure, a rather enthusiastic sagecrafter from the village of Emer to the west. He often sends reports of mystical occurrences that usually turn out to be exaggerated tales of inebriated fever dreams. His latest cry for help, however, may hold some truth. Go to Emer, speak to the man, and find out what he means by Shardfall has come alive. You wish to know more about him? I believe he is a sagecrafter of some ability. His ardor for magic is noble, but I fear he has never demonstrated the breadth of skill necessary to warrant an invitation to our order. Let me know when you have figured out. In the meantime, I will continue studying the rather phenomenal properties of this sunstone. Where did I put my quill?
Tell me, what brings you to this sacred place? For prayer? For the weaving of your fate? Or for the orison? There is something peculiar about you. The threads are... But you know of this, don't you? Then you are the one. I had heard rumors, but never thought... Well, it is good to meet you. You have drawn Lyria's attention. May I look into your cards? It is said that our goddess is the goddess of magic, but by so being, she is goddess at the heart of things, of mystery, and the true weaver of fate. This temple was founded by Bayala Tirin herself, mother and prophetess of our people. It was High Priestess Tirin who led our people from Glen Sutton. It was she who found Rathir. It was she who sheltered and guided us, who made us who we are. Where were you raised, child, that you do not know this? It is 3 tasks, performed in devotion to Lyria by any who desire her blessing. Sojourn, service, and giving. They wind from outward to inward, and from the depths of our history to this very moment. It is no idle turn of phrase. Though you gave of yourself to earn it, your gain will be greater than the sacrifice. You began when you entered this temple. The first task is the sojourn. Have this. It is an amphora. With it, travel to the 3 springs blessed by Priestess Tirin on her sojourn from the north. Fill the amphora with some of each spring. 1 is just outside Rathir, a 2nd in Lower Galafor, the 3rd is in Snowmelt Pass. When you are done, return to me.
What are you needing? Yeah? What are you doing here? I don't suppose you're becoming a child of Lyria. The damned fool. All the work I do for him in camp, all the sacrifices I've made to be with him. He's ignored it all. He made a little mistake, but that's the last one. I won't wait around until he forgets me entirely. I'm not the queen of anything now, and I'm not keen to do any talking. I spent my life growing up in the upper city of Rathir, so you might not understand, but I love that camp. There's always colors and dancing and music. I feel free there. It's hard to be apart from it. Stupid Irian. I've taken orders before, but a commander ought to at least look a soldier in the eye when telling them what to do. But the Hierophant doesn't do that. The orders just come in secret and no one takes responsibility for them. A damn fool idea, if you ask me. They break away from all the rules, the trappings, and be themselves. I remember that was why I first joined. By Lyria, you think you might want to speak a little more quietly? I don't need anyone here getting wise to me. And let me guess, you're a traveler and you've been called to seal the cowl of the maiden. Well, I beat you to it. Cowl's mine. I guess you're right. Irian has a flair for the melodramatic, sure, but I know he's taken my loss hard. It seems I can't get away from the travelers. They really are my life. Fine, take the cowl. I'm headed back to Moon Camp.
Dismissed.
Welcome to our temple. I am a daughter of Lyria, one of many sons and daughters who have devoted themselves here. My station is to look after the relics sacred to our order. Sadly, many of the relics we once had are now lost. When the war first came, we sent one out to every stronghold keep. This served 2 purposes. It brought faith and strength to our soldiers there, and if Rathir fell, some relics might still remain. We have announced a gold reward for their return, but sadly, none have yet come back to us. Please do.
There are at least 6 that I know of, sent to the major strongholds of the plains of Arethel. Bring any you find to me. Lyria rewards those in her favor. More than one! Oh, truly, Lyria's fortune shines upon you. Take this as a token of her gratitude. The Lunar Gardens, or sometimes the Garden of Eternal Night, dedicated to the goddess Lunala. How it works is a mystery. Lunala is goddess of night, the moon, and what is hidden. It is said she is Lyria's handmaiden, or her daughter, or her younger sister. The goddess of magic, fate, mysteries. We believe that order and chaos are how others want the world to be. But Lyria is concerned with what is, and what can truly change it. True wisdom is knowing the one and grasping the other. The great Alfar strongholds of Arethel are Dolve Arn, Verki, Rithen, Candrian, Dolve Whale, and Corgan Hold. All are welcome here to pray, to reflect and find peace. If you seek fate weaving or the Orison, you should speak with the High Priestess. It has left so many scars on our city, our souls, and the land beyond. Nor has it stopped taking life. So long. Welcome to our temple. Priestess Saranen oversees the temple. Though her station is high, she is gracious and open to all who visit. She will weave your fate if you ask, or lead you on the sacred ritual we call the Orison. You should speak with her if you wish to know more. So long.
So then she...
Lyria smile on you. So long.
The amphora is full? Good. I will hold that for now. So you have seen what Bayala Tiran saw, and walked where she walked. Now hear what our prophetess taught. From the frozen north, she led our forebears across the plains to Snowmelt Pass. There she promised all a place. At Snowmelt Spring, above the sea, they turned to see the far-off shores they had left behind, and all were sore of heart. Bayala Tiran consoled them then. "Forget what you left behind," she said. "We go to a new home, where each shall have a place." And then they came to the pools of Gallivore Plain, where she taught that Lyria's grace is like the waters all around. There a line formed to drink and bathe, and those at the back of the line bickered with those in the front. Bayala Tiran grew angry. She spoke to her children, saying that as this spring flows, so do Lyria's blessings, to all and wide, and without preference. From there, they continued east until they stood upon the bluffs and saw this spire. There, Tiran taught us of the 3 gifts. Now you know what you need to know. You are ready for the second task. It is service. Each seeking the Orison must serve Lyria among her people. For you, there is a man named Nur in the lower tunnels. Day and night he profanes the name of Lyria with falsehoods. Discredit his words before the ears of my children. Drive him away from there. To do this, you must rely on the teachings of the Sojourn. Shall I repeat them for you now? Good. Go then, and do Lyria's work. If you fail at first...
The temple is...
Stand aside.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
The fallen. And what is this? One of the blessed? Tell me, top dweller, can you tell me truthfully that Lyria does not love you more than she loves us? Why else would she put the fortunate upon the spire with her temple and cast us down here in the dark? What? Chains? You are a simpleton. The chains you cannot see are chains all the same. But what would you know of such things? A poet then? Student of history? Lucky. If you're so clever, then tell me, are we not fated? Did Lyria not place us down here by design? What do I? Why, you thick-skulled Uruk! You petty snot-nosed! Look at what they do! They trick you, they... Forgive me, my friends. But you do not deny it, then? You admit that Lyria gave us our lot? Gave us nothing but these dank caves and a few meager coins? And many are far better off. We are all of Tyrion's flock. Do not compare us to refugees and all-main yokels in the fields. Do you hear this? We are kept here by lies and deceits and nothing more. Just as I said to you, they will tell it back for more then. This grows tiresome. You already confessed that... What? Child's nonsense. Boulder all for empty heads. Why are you all looking at me that way? Surely you don't believe in such lies. And if they are true, you are still here. Bah! You are all sheep. Cling to your goddess, then. You are caged sheep. Keep to your pairs.
Them that can't sleep in houses.
Wow. City Watch.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
Word has come to me of your service. You defended our faith and Rathia's image admirably. You have reached the final task. It is not far off. In fact, it is standing before me at this very moment. It is the giving, and you give it of yourself. When you are ready, tell me so. You need another ceremonial figure for the gem. Here. The sparrows are rag pickers and dwell in the lowest of the tunnels. Still, Lyria loves them too, perhaps most of all. First, you must choose. Give of yourself the wisdom you have gained, or give a magic gem of the highest water, or give in gold a sum of great worth. Do you understand? Yes, some of your experience offered as a sacrifice to Lyria. This was the original giving, and still that which she loves the most. Gems are pure magic. They are the perfect gift for our goddess. Place an epic gem in this ceremonial figurine to give it for the orison. Does it seem low or petty to you? Magic is the current of power in our world. Gold is a sort of magic in the minds of... Of course, it takes a great deal in Lyria's eyes to equal the worth of the other two. Excellent. Tell me, which do you choose? Then by Lyria's light and Tyrann's teaching, I, priestess of this temple, receive your gift and conclude your orison. You have walked the path of our ancestors, spoken the words of our prophets, and given truly of yourself. Lyria guard you, Lyria guide you, and may her blessing be upon you. You have seen for yourself. Many in Rathia perform the rite, once, maybe twice in a lifetime. The work is hard, but the aura is slow to fade. You have done well.
I'm happy to help you with whatever you need.
You're with the Scholia Arcana, are you not? I'm so very honored to make your acquaintance. I know what I wrote was vague. At first, I didn't know what I was dealing with. It's just Shardfall. It's changed. I've lived in there for many years, and eventually so. But recent events have made me believe that my time is all half a great destiny. I may have been told on I have missed whose evidence has occurred only for such a plain. We haven't answers yet, but we will. Very few have noticed that the temperature around forsaken plane is dropping. It sounds like you wouldn't feel the chill that you need to expect it. I don't know the cause of this phenomenon, but I'm sure whatever it is greatly interests the Scholia Arcana. I follow the strange and magic to this spot, across fields and forests and over the sea stone. There's a great power in anything there. It's ancient, wild. You're the greatest mages in the land. No one knows more than you do about anything, I suppose. To be honest, I'm surprised anyone answered my request for help. I'm somewhat used to being ignored. Shardfall is a cave west and north. It's a good place to harvest shards, hence the name. The place always has a bit of a chill, but recently the cave became cold, and it howls like it's angry. Many days passed, my assistant, Donald Cutty, delved into the cave to collect samples. He never returned. It's more than just wind. It's like the cave is screaming. I could almost make out the words too, but I couldn't take the cold. I had to flee. I tried to find my assistant, but I failed. The cold of the cave is too great. Not 6 steps in, my boots froze to the very rock. That's why I've been devising a talisman to stay warm. The work is almost complete too. I just need one last thing. If you're willing to aid me, perhaps we can solve this mystery. After I failed to make it deeper into Shardfall than just a few steps, I put up a barrier. No need to have some poor fool stumble in there by mistake. The barrier will let you through if you have an amulet that can keep you warm. Like one made from a Barghest's heart. A Paragon Barghest, that'll do just fine. I've heard of one ranging north of Amalur. If you can kill it, fetch me its heart, and I will be able to complete my pendant. Donald Cutty, my assistant. He runs errands for me, cleans my shop, and occasionally harvests gems from Shardfall. He's a bright lad, and has never taken this long to return from the cave. I need the heart of a Paragon Barghest. Kill one, harvest its heart, and return it to me. Then I'll be able... Later then. The heart of a Paragon Barghest. Incredibly tough creatures they are. Give me a moment. There, take it. You're better suited to plumbing the depths of Shardfall than I. You can now brave the cold to investigate exactly what's happening. Later then.
I wondered when you would find me. Almost enough to make you believe in fate, isn't it? The woman I wore last time we danced wasn't as strong as this one. Perhaps I flatter myself to think I might offer a better challenge now. Sideus, the Crystal Weir. That is what this place was called once. Much more appropriate a name than Shardfall, don't you think? My people have lost their appreciation for language, it seems. So much has changed since I last walked the world. That was long ago, when I learned the only answers worth seeking lie in death, mortal. Death, and death alone. Such enthusiasm. Very well. This body has served its purpose. And you should be more fun than that poor gem cutter I found. Have you learned any new tricks since our last meeting? Don't disappoint me.
If you learn what happened to my assistant, please let me know. Yeah, that's his ring, all right. What a shame. He had real talent and a promising future. Here, take these. I made them for Donald. To help him in his pursuits of sage crafting. But perhaps you can put them to good use. Thank you again for bringing me word of what happened to Donald. I hope his soul can find some rest. I'll be here.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Lyria, light your way.
Good to see you.
Good day. So your inquiry was successful. Please, take this to cover travel and any other expenses.
So you are the new initiate that has everyone talking. I heard how indispensable you were in stopping that necromancer in Melaglir. I am Erin Methneen. Savant Engar suggested that I congratulate you on what he estimated would be an inevitable victory, and that I give you this. Additionally, he requested that you meet him atop the mountain of Skycrown to the south. I have no idea why, but the note will likely explain further. Good luck!
Criathnock Thintri, the Fae call it. Sky-crowned mountain. It's beautiful, isn't it? Like stars across the night sky, the varied elements of magic arrange themselves throughout our world in different patterns. This place is a convergence of one such pattern, a focus of the energies of air and light. Exactly so. This place is to lightning what Aod is to fire, or Sadeus is to ice. Your power has grown so much in so short a time. It is astonishing, really. I am proud to have guided you this far. At first, I thought I could contain her, that I could keep her at bay. But I was vain. Her power is vast, and she is tireless. Ever since your initiation trial, she has been worming deeper into my mind. She made me wait until you arrived. I cannot fight her any longer, so I must try to end it here. Now run. Run.
mage was clever. It took a great effort to break his mind. And at the last moment, he sought to deny my victory. Unfortunately for you, he failed. Are you beginning to see the pattern, child? From flame and frost and storm, I take my form. Who am I? How could you possibly understand the music that I move to? Does the hurricane explain to the reed why it roars? I am the hurricane, and you are nothing more than a reed, stubborn, unbent, and soon broken. I have eaten the fruit of Irminsul, the Tree King, and sown blood into the fields of Aesir Danon. I have sucked marrow from the bones of Irathi, and listened to the laments of dying stars. I am the Empyrean, the dark-hearted, the Lady of Sorrow and Dust. I will not bow to your will. Now die!
Curios, talismans, items of power.
The watch sees all.
Good evening.
Greeting.
There you are. Good, you're back. As much as I'm dying to know what transpired atop Skycrown, that'll just need to wait until the Archsage is through with you. He requested you join him in his quarters, just around the corner down the hall.
Greetings.
There you are, at last. I had hoped you'd come sooner. The curse is strong. That you are here at all is a godsend. The creature that has stalked the minds of our savants, Nuala, Kadok, and Ethan. She is here. She has come for me, at last. The possession she used on the savants you encountered, I tried to fend her off. Though I stand before you, the sorceress has begun usurping other parts of my mind. I retained a part of myself and made the glyph that took you here. When we met in Talarain, I knew then that Savant Inga was right about you. Maybe too right. It is more than chance, Adept, that has brought you into contact with this sorceress before. And it's more than luck, I think, that you survived each encounter. She is the one that has stalked the minds of our greatest mages. But there is a more troubling history than that. Once I have been freed, there will be plenty of time to discuss her true nature. I am not the Archsage without cause. I had prepared myself for this manner of attack. It is how I can speak with you now. She is assuming control of my uncontrolled thoughts. I cannot venture out of this sanctum, lest I fall to her. You must thwart her plans. Take this, the true history of our order. It is the only help I can give you now. As the Archsage, I've trained myself to withstand attacks to my mind. Her previous attempts were weak, not as immediate as this. She does not target my conscious self now. She instead moves to conquer my repressed flaws, my misguided thoughts, and she will exploit them in time. I have been following what has happened to the savants that conducted your initiation. Those poor souls. If this dark sorceress is done with them, she must have learned all she could. She must be near her goal. If you wish to return to my chambers in Rathir, I will accommodate you. But do not wait too long to return. I need your help to defeat this curse. Good. If we are swift, there is more to our history than books and scrolls. But we must solve matters here first. Then I will answer all you ask. The sorceress has taken over some parts of my mind. They will be strong, magnified aspects of myself. Be wary.
You are too late, child. Even if you halt my ensnarement of the Archsage's mind, I have already accomplished what I needed. I have seen all that I need to see, and you have served your purpose well. This body is the incarnation of the Archsage's goals and ideals. For all his aspirations, the man is a slave to his discipline. It is a pity. Had I the time to foster some of these ambitions, he would make a useful pawn, just like you. Do you not understand, child? It was your initiation that freed me. The magic of the spell could not find your potential, and so it chose the greatest power this world has ever known. Ah, but you have not seen his thoughts like I have. I have delved into the man's aspirations. They are laughable. They leave him disregarding the reality of his pitiful situation. Even on this hill, you see all the parts of himself he ignored. The sacrifices he made to become the arch-sage he thinks he is. And they shall rise again. Taste his ambition. You will know my fury! I see that my attempts to take hold of the Arch-Sage's ambitions were less than successful. Not that he cares. There are, after all, so many flaws for me to hook into, to exploit. Already I have gleaned from his thoughts all I need. Perhaps you would like to know his feelings towards me, Ciara Sedanus? In all the minds I have seen, there have been none that carried such indifference as this Arch-Sage. Does he care about the wars that wage across his land? No. Does he care for the lives of his subordinates? Not in the slightest. He long ago surrendered to the inevitability of my return. Yes. I am the tyrant queen of the Dark Empyrean. The fools of the Scholia Arcana believe I was killed, but the Arch-Sage knows the truth. It is, perhaps, why he has surrendered all hope. He knows I cannot be defeated, only delayed. Indeed, I had much the same thought. It is so small and boring, after all. He resigns himself to a singular fate, and this apathy that ensues, it is absolute. He truly cares nothing for his subordinates, or his home. I wish to enjoy this sensation more. So instead of me, you shall face some of this man's nightmares.
Well done, Adept. I no longer feel the prying of Sardanis on my mind. You have freed me of her. Thank you, Adept. By freeing me of her influence, I can distill for you those thoughts you have liberated. From my ambition, I can impart to you an indomitable resolve. From my indifference, I can craft a fearless impartiality. The choice is yours. I am the Archsage, but I am also a human. There were certain flaws of character that I had repressed. Sardanis intensified those flaws until they threatened to overcome me. By destroying them, you freed me of these flaws. I can give you the knowledge of this freedom. From my indifference, I can impart to you a sense of fearlessness. Through ambition, you can gain a will to strive for perfection. In many ways, they seem similar, but to you, the effects are disparate. A quality you certainly do not lack, but I think you will require every last ounce of our metal to see this through to the end. Now, are you prepared to leave? We have much ahead of us when we return to my quarters. Good. When we return, speak with me. The sorceress will not be suffered any longer.
Hello. Hello.
I am sure you have questions, and I shall do my best to answer them. First, let me say this. No adept in the history of the Scholia Arcana has earned the Savant's Ring more than you. Take it with my gratitude. Now prepare yourself. The time for suffering the predations of our enemy is at an end. It is our turn to strike. Savant Ingar was a dear friend, and one of the Scholia Arcana's most powerful assets. His loss will be felt by all within the Order. There is little else we can do but summon her. It might seem foolish, but if we do not try here, we will surely fail later. Dark times are upon us, Savant. The tragedies recently befallen our most powerful members speaks to a greater conspiracy at work. I should have acted sooner. I should have seen what was coming. I promise you this. I will do what is necessary to keep the Order from being destroyed, whatever the cost. It is time for you to learn the truth of our Order. The truth of Sierra Sardanis and the fall of the Dark Empyrean. Sierra Sardanis was never killed, Savant. She was imprisoned within the very stones of Rithir. Because of you, she has awakened, and though trapped, she has proven formidable. Now to destroy her, we must release her. When Ethan Engar cast the ritual for your initiation trial, he created a magic whose purpose was to conjure that which could challenge your potential. None could have anticipated that, to do so, the magic of the ritual would actually find Sardanis, buried deep within her prison. The smallest part of her consciousness was summoned into your trial. Once awakened, she began using the minds of those involved to craft her escape. The truth of the Scully Arcana's founding, its true purpose, is a secret that has been passed down from Archsage to Archsage. We have many savants within our order, those supremely gifted in the arts of alchemy or sagecrafting or scholarship. But there is a reason that Archsages are chosen according to their mastery of war magic, because one day Sedanus will return, and one must be prepared to face her. Since her awakening, Sedanus has been reaching out from her prison and possessing mages within our order. Her goal was the creation of 3 elemental keys, the sun, storm, and frost stones that you hold now. We will use these keys exactly as Sedanus intended. We will free her, and I will kill her. The brilliant Savaladan Bloodgood led the founders to build the very grounds of the Scully Arcana into a spell, the glyph that imprisons Sedanus. Let the magic guide you. Walk the grounds, and place each key with the appropriate founder, and the spell will be undone. When Sedanus is free, join me at the center of the glyph. She will emerge, and I shall make my stand. Good luck. The prison is weakening. Only one more key remains. I can feel the harmonies of the spell glyph unraveling. Why does she not reveal herself? She's coming, Savant. Stay back. Be ready. It's you must... Ah!
For so long, I have anticipated this moment. To savor the sweet taste of freedom, and to destroy the legacy of those that imprisoned me. And I owe it all to you. From the beginning, you've played your part with a bright perfection. Each step in harmony with my will. Fool. So much potential. It is a pity I have to kill you now. Archsage. What silly titles you children use. That wretch would have been a servant in the dark. But rest assured, he is safe now. Deep within the very same spell that bound me. And he will rot there for all eternity. How eager you are. I'm the one who spent the last 7 centuries trapped within a prison. Very well. Until today, you've tasted but a glimmer of my power. Now behold the might of the Dark Empyrean! You are...
You have done what no other member of our order could. You have faced Ciara Sedanus and emerged victorious. After your trial of initiation, Jubal Calidus gave this to me. I realize now he meant for you to have it upon his death. The Scholia Arcana owes you everything, and are now yours to command, Archsage. With Savant Engar indisposed, running the day-to-day affairs of the chapter has fallen to me. The city's facilities are suitable for our use, and certain parts of it are not without their charms. In moments of solitude, I wonder, with recent events plaguing our mages so, will we survive these coming times?
Hello, stranger.
You've stolen the items, and my fair maiden's heart back as well. For saving my marriage, take this ring. My vows lie in my heart now. With these, you take another step closer to becoming a master thief. May the Hierophant watch over your every step. That said, there is another job at hand. Would you like to accept it? The amulet is in Rithen. The Hierophant seems to hold it in some special... With the light of love ablaze in my heart once more, I can call myself the King of Cups with pride. Hierophant, keep me. Bless the Hierophant. Bless our guide. I was told to keep faith, and indeed, my wife has returned to me. You were specifically requested to perform it, along with a traveler of Moon Camp named Phasma Hume. Yes, the Hierophant was adamant that you and Phasma, but Phasma is no faithful. Why would we support a blasphemer? He came to our number recently, and his lack of respect is contemptible. The Hierophant gave him an opportunity. Hopefully he learns the error of his ways. Good luck to you.
You have come. Good. Now that you are ready to continue, I know what must be done. You and Phasma Hume are to steal the Amulet of Rithen. The unbeliever has been attentive for once. He is eager to prove himself, so he will help you on this mission. The amulet is the object I want you to steal. That is the only information you require. Rithen is a labyrinth of curious make. You will work with another traveler, Phasma Hume, to navigate its depths. Phasma does not take his worship of the Hierophant to Heartshade. He will learn the need for respect during this job.
So you got all that right? The Hierophant is sending us to Rithen. I always took the Hierophant for a horned beast, telling thieves what to steal, telling the free to worship. Some leader. I came here looking to get away from orders, but it seems you travellers follow commands like everyone else. I left a life of luxury behind to become one of the travellers of legend, like Spinning Tom or even Mare and Irian in the old days. I left the law and rules and trappings when I joined up, only to be saddled with a new seer. More like a new overseer. Right, here I am, jabbering like a thrice-damned malt worm. Or the Hierophant, take your pick. You go to Rithen by the main entrance. I'll take another path, and I'll meet you in there. Heard about that, did you? It seems that we're starting to be recognized if the Hierophant asked for us to steal it. Ain't ashamed to say I figured our guy to be nothing but a barrel-gated loggerhead. But maybe they'll do right by me this time. Wretched sod. Even with his lover here, he cares more for dances and plays than thievery. Puts a man off his ale. Mare's got the skill of a master thief, anyone can see that. If only she didn't dote on that worm-mouthed Hierophant. Now that she's back with her piss-poor husband, I guess she'll be the same as she ever was. Mooncamp is fine. I mean, it seems all the travellers would rather rob a noblewoman's rouge than her purse, but I'm not judging. The leadership here does lap up the words of the Hierophant, though, like a bunch of mangy curs looking for a morsel. Place is ghostly, dankish and strange. All of Tywilly was scarred by the war. But now, the tower's full of deserters. A great traveller's name is on the lips of every tavern maid given enough time. They're the ones with true legacy. Let's move. So, you made it. Remember, there's more than just your reputation on the line. I hope you're ready. Right. Looks like there's a lever on my side. Looks like it opens something on your side. Remember me? Made it through fine, I see. Time to return the favor. The way forward is blocked. Can you see a lever on your side? Remember me. There's a problem. I can't find a way forward anymore. I didn't see anything that would help us. I think you're up again. Is there anything on your side? Remember me. What was that? Oh! Oh, hell!
Get him off!
Well, looks as though we made it, despite what the Hierophant predicted. So much for her vaunted prophesying. The door opens with 2 pressure plates. You stand on one, and I'll stand on the other. What are you looking at? What? Ah! It burns! It's... I can't move!
Well, ain't this a sight to take in? My own little dove, all grown up and robbing this place with no care for want nor cause. Took a bit of doing to track you and poor Phasma down here, but when I heard what job you were on, I had to find you. The Hierophant had it in for me. Meant to see me on a noose for not being a quiet little servant. So I left the Travellers. I guess as long as I got a message, it didn't matter if I was dead or not. Hierophant's mistake. I had to learn what I could of the Hierophant, and that all brought me here, to you. I've been off in the dark for a while, Dove, and I'm sorry for that, after all you did for me in own stand. But I had to go underground. I had to do a little digging, and I found a bit, Dove. I found quite a bit. I told you the Hierophant set me up. Well, just in case you had any doubts, the Hierophant set you and Phasma up here. Think, Dove. True, Phasma ran his mouth about the Hierophant, but you're a separate case. I did some digging. The Hierophant sees all, knows all, so they say. Except you, and that makes you a threat. You were both sent here because the Hierophant knew at least one of you would be cursed. So I came to help. We helped pull Phasma. I heard the job would take you to Rhythm, and I learned about the amulet. This gem should be able to negate the curse. Give it to Phasma, will you? It's most likely what's behind this insurrection. Some amulet of Telogris disguised as a gift. Always check a gem for flaws, Dove. The Hierophant had it in for me. Meant to see me on a noose for not being a quiet little servant. So I left the Travellers. I guess as long as I got a message, it didn't matter if I was dead or not. I had to learn what I could of the strange place, ain't it? The old captain here got fed up with the army's incompetence, so now they're in revolt.
You saved me. When I was trapped in that curse, I didn't know what would happen. But you saved me. And Grim's here. Grim Olwig. They said he was dead. You should speak to him. It looks like you're the one he came for. Keep going.
Good to see Phasma's back among the moving. Let's make sure we don't let the Hierophant get him. If you see Irian, tell him Phasma died. But on to other things. You've been running around these lands like a good traveller, Dove. But now, I have a job for you. We've all tasted the Hierophant's malice. Now let's make sure we return the favour. I got a plan, Dove. We're doing more than getting our revenge. We're removing the Hierophant from power to rule the Travellers no more. The Hierophant meant for me to die while stealing a certain book, the Missives of Sable, which you traded to the gnomes for my freedom. I can think of no better weapon for my revenge, but the gnomes have hidden it away. I need you to steal the Glass of Ambient to help us locate it. It's unlucky, Dove, but it's your lot. The Hierophant sees all, knows all, except for you. It's an ancient bit of Irathi magic. It's older than these lands. Or even older than the Fae, I reckon. With the right thought, it shows the object of one's desire, if it be a familiar thing. Meaning we can use it to find the missives once more. Look, Dove, the Hierophant don't know we're alive, and when we're found out, we'll be in danger again. But it's worse than that. The Hierophant's not just getting rid of dissidents, they're keeping the Travellers untalented, and thus dependent. In time, the Travellers will be nothing more than suckling babes, dependent on the Hierophant for survival. It's in an old Irathi ruin to the south, called the Blackened Hall. Between you and the glass is an army of demons and 3 trials. To bypass the trials, I left you a gift at the dungeon's entrance. Buru's boots. Those, along with the amulet you and Phasma stole, should help. The glass is powerful, Dove, and well guarded. But you're the only one who walks free of the Hierophant's gaze. It's all up to you. There's the Isle of Flame, where any who aren't quick on their feet will burn. Use Buru's boots to tread safely through them. Then there's the Dark Maze, a labyrinth of hidden paths. You'll just have to find a way through, Dove. Lastly is the Guardian. They say it's a demon that can't be killed. But if you use the Rhythm Amulet, you can curse it like Phasma was. Nasty bit of ruin from what I heard. Legend says an old king reigned there with his wife. Wonderful too, I reckon. Halls of flame, magical mazes. But it's a bad ending. His wife was a monster all along. And by monster, I mean demon. So the story goes, at any rate. We'll take a thief of good class to break in. And I think you're just the fit, Dove. There's the Isle of Flame, where any who aren't quick on their feet will burn. Lastly is the Guardian. The story goes that they're drawn to the glass like thieves to a jewel. Wouldn't doubt it. The hall is a strange place by all accounts. Supposedly, they thought the glass could help them see, but the Guardian will let nothing near. Magical treasure, crafted by the Irathi. Once owned by the King of the Blackened Hall, and now guarded by his queen. We can use it to find the Missives of Sable, and the gnomes have that book so well hidden there ain't no other way. Thought you might need to rely on a bit more than your odd luck on this one, Dove. So I got you Buru's boots, and I meant to get the Master's pick as well, but sometimes, Dove, you have to make do with your own hen's eggs. Now, use them as you wish, but they ain't got much magic left in them, so be warned, they won't last you forever. And Iskaru, Dove. Legends say she fooled the King of Blackened Hall, slipped in and took it right over.